When I first stepped into entrepreneurship many, many, many years ago, more like decades ago, it wasn't just about one business. I was building something meaningful, a brand, a body of work, my own legacy. And I went all in, hustling, strategizing, executing. It was fire and force. And yes, sometimes that's part of the launch, the birth of something new, the breakthrough, the offer, whatever it is you're creating. But for me, it was 18-hour days and sometimes 7 days a week. And eventually I hit a wall. I burned out. And I realized at that point that if I wanted to keep creating and still feel really good about doing it, I had to do it differently. And that's when I learned the magic. The real magic is in the dance, in the sacred rhythm between mindset and energy, and definitely this little thing called our physical bodies for sure. This is a body, mind, soul experience. This is 3D, 4D, and 5D. Welcome to Infinite You. I'm Dr. Sheri, spiritual psychologist, multidimensional mindset mentor, and soul-led success coach. I help visionaries, purpose-driven seekers, creators, heart-centered entrepreneurs align their being and doing so they can thrive in purpose, in prosperity, and definitely with maintaining that peace within that really, really matters when we are in that space of creating, of offering, of being in service to others for sure. And today's message really is all about mindset and energy. Mindset matters, energy matters, but mastering the dance between them, that is where embodiment and results really do truly begin. Mindset, think of it as the fire, the clarity, the focus, the courage, the resilience, being the master of your inner game, shifting the vibration of your thoughts in a way that you know makes you feel really, really good. And energy is the flow. It is the intuition, the connection, the surrender, the trust, the stillness, the magnetism. That soul-fueled confidence combined with that heady confidence in your mind, you will definitely be unstoppable, because when they move in harmony, you create a different frequency within you that is so darn attractive that your soul's vision becomes inevitable. Think of mindset as the divine masculine, structured, logical, focused. You get to be the boss of your mind, not the other way around. Be that observer. As you are looking at your thoughts, are you being metacognitive? Are you filtering out the thoughts that do not even need to be rattling around in your mind, and pulling in those thoughts that are super clear, super empowering, that tunes you into really remembering who you are, defining what you want, taking action, being focused, staying committed, being in there for the long haul so you can create momentum. Remember, there's so much energy involved in this. The universe responds to your frequency, to your vibration. There is a frequency in focus. There's a frequency in aligned action. There's a frequency in momentum. There's a frequency in stillness and trust and surrender and all of this stuff. When you get into that frequency of work mode and nothing else matters, you're pushing away, tuning into the stillness of who you are, the trust that everything works out, and you just don't want to do that. So, like I said, we've got that beautiful, amazing masculine energy that is fiery, that is results oriented, that is action oriented, that is definitely a part of the physical aspect of who we are to take aligned action. And the divine feminine, that energy is intuitive, receptive, connected, expansive. It tunes you into divine timing, into serendipity, into doing less physical work, because the universe is providing you a path of messages, of signals, of signs. So stay open to all of that, because you are creating energetically, even if you are just quietly sitting, next to a tree or in the sun or otherwise. So remember that feminine energy are the soul nudges. It's where you are listening, and it is definitely unseen support, but it is available to you. Don't use half of who you are and think it's all about doing. It is being, it is doing. For sure, it is generational. I had a huge conversation about this with a client yesterday, that we all grew up, many of us grew up, anyhow, I should say, in blood, sweat, and tears. Anything worth having, you have to work your ass off for. I'm not saying that action isn't a requirement. I'm saying balance it with doing. Because here's what I see happen often with people, with my clients. People over rely on mindset, trying to think their way through into flow. Think your way into flow, think your way into pushing through resistance, and then muscling over blocks. But energy definitely does not work that way. It is not linear, right? Our souls are not linear. Everything is happening in this quantum field with all these beautiful particles that just move and ebb and flow and come and go. Quite literally, they come and go from one reality and timeline and dimension into another. That is the mystery and the magic of how all of this works. So energy is not linear. Why just use your mind? Use all of who you are. You are an energetic being. And remember that force without alignment leads to fatigue, burnout, and disconnection. And then you're going to look at your reality and be like, how the hell did I end up here? This is not what I was expecting. This is not what I wanted. So just keep it in mind, that beautiful flow, what I call Zen flow. The flow of being and doing. Listen to, be on the lookout for all of that magic while you're still creating in this physical reality through aligned action. True alignment means your nervous system feels safe, your energy field is coherent, and your actions are arising from clarity, not pressure. Use all of that when you are sitting in that stillness and you're getting those creative downloads and you're remembering who you are at the soul level. Everything that you want becomes very clear. Everything that makes you, you becomes very clear. What a beautiful place to start to manifest and create. And when you understand how to attune to your inner being, your inner essence, your inner rhythm, everything will shift. Clarity becomes faster. Clients will definitely appear much more effortlessly. Synchronicities accelerate and your actions finally land, and it feels so good and it is so aligned. Think about alignment as often as you can. Who am I? What do I want? What do I want to create? What limits am I holding that do not belong to me any longer? Let them go. Forget about the deep work. Just be in that space. Not that deep work doesn't matter. I'm not talking about that. I'm simply saying if you identify a thought or a belief that you know has nothing to do with you any longer, it doesn't resonate, don't hold on to it. Be the master of your mind. Be the master of your inner game. Being lets in. Being attracts. Who you are being is what brings your manifestations to you. Doing brings it to life. It is not either or, it is and both. And when you know when to pause, when you know when to move, you are letting the universe know that you are living in trust, and you will enter a state of effortless creation. And check it out. We are all human. We ebb and flow. Sometimes we're in super trust mode. Sometimes we pull back and we wonder how we were ever in that space. It is a part of our journey. We are not aiming for perfection. We are aiming for incremental and intentional alignment and becoming. That's the beauty of this journey. And remember that the universe does not reward the most effort. It responds to the clearest, beautiful, amazing frequency. And I'm going to be making a video about core frequency, God frequency, and raising your vibrational set point. Like I said, it is intentional, it is incremental, it doesn't happen overnight, but become the master of your mind. Get into that metacognitive space, observe your thoughts, and decide which ones do not resonate, which ones do not work for you any longer. You know it is true. When your mindset and energy move in harmony, your soul's vision becomes magnetic and sustainable. No more burnout. You don't have to be in that space. You don't have to feel overwhelmed or anxious or worry any longer. And here's the thing. This dance is not something that you master once. It's something you return to again and again when you forget, when you need resilience, when you've lost hope. Some seasons require softness, others require structure, and you can integrate them in a really beautiful way. I often talk about, spirituality with structure for my heart-centered clients. And the more that you trust your rhythm, the more the universe will sync to you. So comment below if you are ready to master the sacred dance, and I'm going to put a few links in the description box below. Oh, and I would love a subscribe. I would love a like. I'm really excited about my channel growing. So I will put a link in the description box for my free newsletter, for my Mindset to Manifest bundle, and my new confidence activation portal that is coming up sometime next week, and we are in the first week of June. I will put that in there as well. Have a beautiful day. Trust your life unfolding. Lean into that attuned, aligned energy. You've got this. You are amazing, and I will see you all next time. Namaste.